Hi, my name is Marty Plecky. I used to have a power screwdriver and somehow it disappeared on me. Most likely I lost it. Anyway, I was at a resale shop a few weeks ago and I picked up this power screwdriver. It came with a charger, and when I got it home I plugged it in and charged it for a while and it worked. But these are the batteries that came out of the back of this power screwdriver, and they were pretty weak. They ran the screwdriver, but they didn't run it very well. And by the next day, the voltage on this battery pack was down so far that it indicated that the batteries were not holding a charge. So it's not really worth messing with batteries that won't hold a charge. So I had replacement batteries from the old screwdriver that I lost. So I figured I'd replace these NiCad batteries with new nickel metal hydride batteries. If you've seen any of my other videos on rechargeable batteries and how to make battery packs, you know that I made a spot welder from a 555 timer circuit that I found on the net. A few months ago, I was working on some battery packs and I hooked the positive to the negative and the negative to the positive on my spot welder, and I blew out some components. Buying this replacement screwdriver was an incentive to get that spot welder fixed. In this video, I'm going to do two things. One, show how I fixed the spot welder, and two, how I made the battery pack to replace the NiCads with nickel metal hydride batteries. This is my spot welder, homemade spot welder. And this is the setup that I use to make battery packs. This is the main battery. It's lithium iron phosphate batteries. This is another battery pack that provides power to this spot welder. And what I did was I hooked this here to the negative, and I hooked the negative to the positive. Don't ask me how I did that, or it just happens once in a while. Anyway, I'll show you on a circuit diagram what actually happened. And fixing this thing took way longer than I wanted to admit, and it was mainly my own fault for not fixing it much quicker. This is the circuit diagram for this spot welder. When I hooked the power up backwards, this little symbol means ground. So there's a ground here, and a ground here, and they're all the same connection. It's just convenient to not have to jump wires all over to show only one spot. Anyway, when I connected the positive to the ground, this diode here, which is a LED to indicate that the spot welder is working through this resistor. Anyhow, this diode blocked current from going through it, so this was not blown out. But positive current went through this MOSFET. This resistor is really not in the circuit, so I put an X on it. Through this MOSFET, and then also through this diode, which is in the forward position. So it blew out the MOSFET, it blew out this diode, and since it was also connected here, it blew out my 555 timer when it went from ground to positive, and it just blew it out. So those three things were what I had to replace. This is the MOSFET that blew out. This is the LED that did not get blown out. These capacitors didn't get blown out. When I connected this to positive, so that this guy got blown out, and this is the 555 timer right here, that got blown out, and This diode here got blown out because there was too much current for it to handle. Anyhow, the thing that took me so long to find was right here. I've already put a jumper across here, but the trace right here and on the other side of this little hole, there was too much current for that, and it blew out the trace, and I didn't notice that for hours and hours. It's just too bad. Anyway, I was just scratching my head what was wrong, and I finally started to do some continuity checks, and I got the probe on here, was showing continuity, and then I jumped over to here to this side, and there was no continuity. I said, why wouldn't there be continuity here? So this was a little bit dirty here. That's probably why I missed it. Anyway, I cleaned that off, and I saw the gaps, and once I put this jumper on there, this unit works like a charm. So I have the MOSFET replaced, this diode replaced, and this 555 timer replaced, and everything is hooked up, and I have the plus to the plus and the minus to the minus, so I'm going to cycle this spot welder to show you that it works. That's half the video. Now I'm going to concentrate on replacing these NiCad batteries. There were 2 spot welds for this tab at the top of this battery. I pried up one end with this screwdriver, and now I'm going to just twist this little tab like this, and it just pops right off. I did the same thing with the negative side of these batteries, and I'm just going to twist this guy now and pop it off. I want to arrange the batteries in the same configuration that they originally were, like this, so that they fit into the screwdriver. And right now I'm going to weld this tab to the original tab. Yeah, that's on there to stay. I'm making the last spot welds. I hope you learned something useful from this video. If so, hit the thumbs up, like icon, and it would be great if you subscribed. Subscribing helps me out, and it costs you nothing. It just allows YouTube to notify you when I make a new video. So do it now before the end of this video. I have several other videos on batteries, on how to make wine, sailing, sewing. Some of those you may be interested in. The batteries are in place now. They've been charging for a little while. This project will be complete when I put the back on. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.